Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be creating a video for a course that I am taking at U of T. It's called The Stories We Tell About Choices. Oh, and for those of you that don't know what U of T is, it's University of Toronto. So I'm taking this course and I was given the option to do a creative piece. So I decided for an assignment. So I decided I'm just going to create a video because I already did a written piece for my first one. Although I do like to write, I already did that. So, I'm like, I don't want to do it again. So I'm going to create a video. I just want to talk about how this course has broadened my perspective about choices and just made me think more about choices and how it's made me more interested about other people's lives, right? Around trauma, like people who experience trauma and reading and learning about other people and their own experience with trauma. Because for me, I've been on this healing journey since like when I was 19. I went on a journey where I did self-education about trauma and about growth and self-development and spirituality and like just how to become a better person and a happier person. And so I've been like reading nonstop about books about like that from when I was 19. I'm 30 now, so I've been reading about that, but I never really read about other people's stories. And the readings that I had to do for this course, and I'm still going to be doing for this course, I'm excited for it because it's just made me have a different, it's given me more deeper perspective about trauma and like about other people's reality. While I was recording this, I just wanted to add this into the video because I always had the awareness that other people obviously had their own dark experience within life, but I just had to come to a place of owning my own past and my own experience before I was able to hold the space to read and learn about other people's stories who also experience a very dark experience on this earth. So because we've done readings about like the school system, about like imprisonment and like the jail system and people's trauma within that, and people's trauma within the school system, like I said. Person's story of the Nazi camp, like I did a reading about that, and like about a person's story within being in war and his experience with being in war, and like all these traumas, and like we're gonna do other readings as well, which I'm excited for because like I said, it's like giving me a deeper perspective about other people's trauma. And I just realized that like I think it made me just realize more that I'm privileged in a lot of ways to make certain choices. So like, for example, what I mean by that is as a female living in Canada, I'm from Toronto, I have the choice of whether I want to go to school or I don't, right? I can make that choice. But for another female who is in a different country, maybe that doesn't have that opportunity for females to go to school. She doesn't even have that choice, right? So that in itself is a privilege for me to be able to make that choice, right? So I think we just have to become more aware of even the choices that we can make within our lives. That's a privilege, right? I have 4 siblings, and there's 5 of us who have to deal with our mother, who does deal with mental health, and she has this dream of all of us getting married. And in order for her dream to come true, we have to like get married for her. That's what she wants, right? And because we haven't fulfilled that dream for her, she looks at us as the enemy. But so she looks at us as the enemy, right? And because if we don't get married, then her dream doesn't come true, right? And for me and my siblings, we all are on the same page, and it's like if we do decide, some of us, I guess, might decide not to get married, some of us might decide to get married. I don't know how it's going to play out, but right now we've all made the decision not to get married because we personally don't want to get married. We're not ready to get married, right? For me, I can only speak from my own desires. I do want to get married. It's just that I'm not going to just get married just to get married to like fulfill my mom's dreams, right? Because I know that's a trap in itself, because if I get married, then if I make the decision and the choice to get married to fulfill my mom's dreams, then that means I'm gonna give up my happiness. And it's like, is that worth it? No, because at the end of the day, if I make that decision, I know I have to sit with that decision for the rest of my life, right? And this comes to the thought of like, we should become aware of the fact that the choices that we make can really affect how happy we are, right? So like we have to become aware of like the choices that we make. Are we making it for ourselves, or are we making it for another person, right? I live with my 4 siblings, and we're on the same page, and we've decided not to get married. And I can only imagine if I was the only one, like if I was a single child and my mom was hassling me every day and giving me bad energy every day and emotionally abusing me every day. Maybe I would have cracked and been like, okay, you know what? F this is already so much torture. I might as well get married, right? Who knows? Because for me, I just know, like, if I get married, then my life isn't going to go as how I want it. I'll get married when I am ready to get married, you know? So yeah, maybe I could have, if my siblings weren't here and there wasn't 5 of us to dish out her anger and like for us to be in this together, and if I was a single child, maybe my choices would have been different. And I feel like we have to look at our lives and realize that there are certain things in our life that give us the ability to make certain choices, or like makes it easier to make certain choices, you know? Or I'll give another example. So if you are a person who grew up with guidance and parents that were loving and compassionate and like guided you on how to make proper choices, that's a privilege in itself, you know? Because there's some people who have the reality where their parents were not there, their parents didn't give a shit about them, and their parents were busy living their own life, and this child had to grow and develop on pretty much on their own and without the guidance of an adult, you know? So I think like we just have to become aware of the fact that some of the choices that we can make, there's a privilege in that, right? And to have compassion for other people and their choices that they make, because we have no idea why some people make the choices that they do, you know? So yeah, I guess these readings have definitely made me think more about choices. And although like I have the awareness that we do create our own reality, because we talk about that a lot too, right? Like creating our own reality in this course, and we did readings about that as well, like about creating our own reality and about magic and all that. And I do believe in that because I come from a traumatized past, and I know, like I said, I read a lot of books and all that to self-educate myself on how to do that, how to go about creating my own reality after trauma, right? But I think the life even I live, I'm well aware that the only reason why I was able to make certain choices, or the reason why I was even able to go on this healing journey, is because of certain things that were placed in my life to help create those choices, right? I just wanted to add this to the video because I also realized that a lot of the choices that I was made were guided through a spiritual force, right? And I know that like some people don't have the privilege or have the ability to connect to their own spiritual guidance, right? So even that in itself, I know that I'm truly blessed to be able to have given the inner guidance and spirit team that was able to guide me and make certain choices for myself, where I was not put in predicaments where it could have been like completely hell for me, you know? I think, yeah, so like just also that in itself, I know I'm very privileged, very, very privileged to have had the guided system that I did with my spirit team. I definitely wanted to add that. And my spirits are like, you better add that. Don't get me wrong, I have made a lot of unwise choices, but I do have the awareness that those choices were made because of my past trauma and the experiences I had from my past that helped me shape the way I thought and the way I had made certain decisions that were not so healthy for me. So if all these books that I read, to bring it back to like what I was saying in the beginning about like if I was a girl in another country, maybe I would have never been able to read, and I would have never been able to self-educate myself on all of this, right? And I would have never been in this place of like feeling so much more better in life and more fulfilled and just owning myself and owning my power and all of that. I would not have been here if I didn't have the opportunity to go to school, because I couldn't have educated myself, you know? So yeah, it's, I think we just have to become more compassionate about, sorry, it stopped recording. So just to become aware about the privileges we have within the choices that we make, like the choices that we make. I guess I should say we are blessed in ways that we don't even have the awareness of, you know? So I just wanted to bring more awareness around that. And I think I also wanted to touch about creating our own reality. Yes, we do create our own reality, and I think like that shouldn't be thrown around where it's like shaming someone and be like, hey, you can create your own reality, and like just be like, oh, like for example, to a traumatized person, oh, you create your own reality. Saying that, I guess it should be like, we should be more careful, and when we say that, we should also teach other people how to create our own reality, right? Because if someone who has been abused, and we say like, oh, you create your own reality, they're going to be like, but I didn't ask to be like put in this situation where I was traumatized in whatever way, you know? Because that could cause more shame to the other person. Because if I say, hey, you create your own reality, and then they are like, oh, well, I created that for myself, now they're going to feel more shameful. And that's like separating, like that's taking the goal of like bringing people closer further away by like just being like, hey, you create your own reality, you know? It's like, no, we have to be aware that we do create our own reality, but we should also teach other people how to create our own reality. And to be able to create that takes a lot of work, because you have to go within yourself and like do a lot of inner work. And I think like, yeah, some of us just have to realize that we're privileged in so many ways that we just don't even know. And just to have more compassion to other people and not shame people for making certain choices, because you have no idea what you would have done if you were in their situation, or if you had their life, or if you had experienced what they've experienced, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And I don't know, I guess that's it. If I want to add more to this topic, I will add it to another video. But I guess until next time, peace and love.